Well, greetings everyone. I'm Ross with Dream Striver. I am a practicing psychic medium here in Vancouver, British Columbia. I feature in a couple of different bookstores, Reflections out in Coquitlam and another one, Serendipity's Backyard out in Richmond. I also run a few different events and I participate in a few different events that friends host of psychic and wellness. Sorry, I'm just building the link here. This is obviously not going to resonate with everyone, but if you feel that there are some inspirational words for you or some guidance, by all means, please take it. If not, you can tune in. You can tune in next time, and perhaps something will resonate with you then. And by all means, there's lots of people out there giving various guidance, so I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. And just a quick share as well. I've just published my first book called 101 Inspirational Moments, and they are a derivative of photos that are from around the world with inspirational writings on them. A few of my friends actually contributed the pictures that I had felt inspirational words. It derives from my autobiography that I'll produce or launch at the end of this year, beginning of January, which talks about from the period of 1995 to 2015 where I was living and traveling around the world. And so the book's all about that. It's on Amazon internationally, your local Amazon. It's also on Apple Books. So without further delay, let's get cracking here, shall we? I do have some cards. I feel like if I need to pull them, I will pull them. But I'm going to give off the initial feeling as I'm linking in with spirit here to give off. Thank you, and I'll thank them when you hear me say thank you. I thank them. So a couple of things right off the top. I want to clear up the environment around me. I feel like I've got a little bit too much clutter. I've got things that I don't need anymore that I can put away that are going to help me give me that feeling a little more organized and even settled, for that matter. That things are in somewhat a little more of an order or a little bit of tidiness, and it feels that it'll just give me a little bit of upliftment, that there's some things here that I can get rid of, I can donate, whatever it is, to charity. And I also feel that for those of you that like to sage, that I even want to purge and cleanse my environment. Thank you. This really feels like a time of that I'm doing some clearing out, and that I'm letting go of kind of some dead energy that's around me that's been hanging on, and it's like, you know what, enough's enough, and it's time for this to move. It's time for this to go away, and for me really to move on. There's other encouragement for you as well here, that for those of you, and this feels career-wise, those of you that are exploring other avenues of career or opportunities, there is some inspiration for you that to really feel intuitively that this is the right decision for you. Because one of the things that I can feel right now is that it's as if I'm getting this hat placed on my head, and it's just not fitting. It just feels like it's too small, or it doesn't matter if it's too small or too big. It's symbolic that is this really the hat that I want to be wearing career-wise? Is this where I really feel that I'm being called to, where I have the opportunity to learn, grow, and expand? Or is it something that, I feel, hey, this is enough for me, and you know what, I can be relatively just complacent, doing what I need to do and getting by. And again, with that question, is that really what you want to do? Because I feel for some of you that there's a lot more passion and drive. And I even feel like I'm looking around right now. It's like, okay, where's the opportunity? Where am I going? And I'm being encouraged as well that I want to try to get out of my head a little bit, and I want to feel more with my heart, my intuition, where I'm being led and guided to really where I want to go in my next steps. This even feels like a relationship-wise as well, that thank you. There's 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 definitely for someone that there's a relationship that it really feels like you should go for it. It feels like I've been holding myself back. I've been kind of going back and forth, swaying back and forth. But there feels, thank you, the other person's intent really seems to be genuine. That, thank you, they're there, they're showing up, they're being present. Uh, their intent, their intent is genuine, but it feels that there's that cautious um, from yourself but where you're holding yourself back, but there's a beautiful feeling. There's a beautiful feeling with the energy that it even feels like puppy love. Thank you, and you're being encouraged as well that you can really take your time with it here, because I feel that there's a grandmother energy that would be on my right hand side, and she's even giving me the encouragement to go for it. And generally, for me, when I pick up on spirit, and if they're on my right side, that generally for me uh, is on the father side of the family. Whatever works for you, but that's generally just for me on my own when I work with spirit. Again, however that works, but this feels more. Thank you. And this lady as well, she feels like she was quite, I'd say, a bit of a free spirit when she was alive. And it feels as well that she never really let life get her down, at least in the later stages of her life, that she never really let things get her down. And it's like, well, things happen, and turning over the stone or turning over the leaf feels to be like her energy. It's like, okay, well, what are my choices here? Am I going to wallow in my sadness and my pity, or am I going to move on and take this as a learning curve? It feels like she had a real drive and a passion for life. Thank you. And very caring. She's very caring for other people. Thank you. There even feels an element with her um, where it feels like she even liked church, because I can feel that I'm dressed up very, 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 very pretty, very classy in the older style of, even feels like I'm wearing like one of those, like the thicker material of a woman's blue suit with the hat, and I've got the nice purse and the gloves as well. Thank you. And even the purse that's matching with this various shades of kind of blue tweak, like a really thick cotton almost type of suit that women would have worn back in that time. Because her purse even seems like it's a nice, it's like a light cream peach color, or like almost like a pearl peach color. Thank you, thank you. And dogs as well, I feel that were around this lady. Thank you. Thank you. And it feels as well for some of you that there's some adventures going on. I appreciate in the Northern Hemisphere that it is our summertime right now, because I feel very much right now that I'm out on the lakes and I'm doing some boating, just hanging out with some good friends. I'm enjoying the summer, and it feels like it feels as well that it's rewarding for you that you've just finished some. I feel like I've just finished some studying as well, and that I've been working my butt off, and that I'm really enjoying myself right now. For some of you as well, there feels like there's some travel on the horizon, where I'm going away even for a bit of a time, and I feel like I want to go over to Europe, where I'm I'm doing an exploratory adventure type of holiday. Thank you. Even some backpacking feels that that's there as well. And I've even got my travel book with me. Thank you. For others as well, I feel that nutrition. That some of you are watching your diet, because I can even feel I've even got a tomato that's put in my hand, and I feel like I want to have I want to be eating more nutrient-rich foods. Definitely more vegetables in my diet, and even getting out a little bit more. For those of you that are into nature, I feel like I want to be out in nature a little bit more, especially if you're feeling a little bit bogged down in stress right now, and so much so I'm not sure which direction to turn, and I just feel like I'm in a situation that I'm stuck. And getting the proper energy of food in you, and again, being out in nature or being out in water, there's a lovely feeling of a little bit of clarity. And for those of you that like some basics exercise as well, I'm even going out for a light jog, as I'm just allowing that sweat to build up, just to clear my head a little bit. And thank you. I can even see that the dust is settling, that I'm getting my decision that I have to make. Because there feels like, thank you. For some of you, there feels like there's definitely a firm decision that needs to be made. Again, this feels a bit career-wise. It definitely feels career-wise that the decision that needs to be made, because I've got my foot in the ground. And for some of you as well, it feels like, you know what, it's definitely time to move on. I'm saturated with all this, and I've got some better opportunities. Thank you. And they're bringing in some cards right now for me as well. That for those of you that are on your own spiritual development, to keep going with that, because I definitely want to be pulling some cards. If you've got the opportunity to sit out in a closed circle, a development circle, then explore that. Those are great areas where you have the opportunity to learn from other people, to learn different types of tools and techniques, because doing this work, there are so many different types of tools that we can use when we're making that connection, that blend with spirit, or even just starting to work with our intuition, because that generally for a lot of people is the natural process in the, however you want to describe it, in the awakening, in linking in with our intuition. Thank you. And I can see multitasking as well. I can feel the keyboard on the computer that I'm figuring out, or I'm doing my my assignments. At the same time, I've got other stuff here. I feel like I'm handwriting that I'm doing at the same time. I got music on, and I got a little bit of food so that I can I can keep my momentum on. And in addition to that, it feels like I've got work to do as well, because it's as if I got to get up. Oh man, I'm late. I got to go, and I'm off. There's some great energy around that to keep going. Make sure you give yourself that. Make sure you give yourself that grounding energy too, that you're not overexerting all of your energy, that it gets depleted, to give that time for yourself. Again, if you're into that light meditation, or I'm just going out for a walk in nature, I'm sharing with a friend how I'm feeling, what I'm going through. It's all important. Thank you very much. The having that balanced lifestyle, even if the energy is really going with you, that you don't find in 6 months' time, man, I just burnt myself out. So just a little bit of self-awareness for that. And and thank you. And again, I'm being drawn to, they're giving me a pen and paper right now, and I'm drawn down, thank you, my wish list. My wish list of things that I'd like to do and things I'd like to achieve. Again, for some of you, it's your vision board or whatever, but this definitely feels like I want to write it more down. That I've got it. I've taken the time and I've written it down on pen, and even 2 columns. And on the right hand side, I'm writing down. Thank you. A couple of things. As you write the list down, it does, even though it's in that list in going from top to bottom, but it doesn't have to be numerically in that order. You can go to the other side here, and you can think, well, what one really resonates me, and what can I take off this now? And you can start to number them. And even so much so, I want to do it. They're changing it into pencil now, because I can change things, and as I cross things off, I can take it out. and put something new in there, or just leave it, or just cross it off and leave it to show that I'm getting through my list. Okay, I'm going to draw a couple of cards right now, and we'll see if there's some confirmation in there. So these cards here, they are Nature Whispers. They're really, really, really beautiful cards. They're all butterflies on the back. I'm sure some of you have seen these. They're a relatively popular deck of cards. They're by Angela Hartfield and Josephine Wall. She is the artist. They're really, really, really beautiful cards. So when I pull out cards, and generally when I do one-on-one readings, and if someone would be interested in a one-on-one reading, you can drop me a line. There'll be a link in there. I'm also just created a new Facebook page called Dream Striver. If you want to follow me there, I post the different types of events that I do, some inspirational writings, where I'm going to be, if you are interested in that. And I generally, like I said, when I do one-on-one, I don't really use the cards. The link with spirit should be that much stronger. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. How about that for the start of the card? Gratitude and appreciation. I could definitely take that in my life as well. And what a beautiful way to start my day. If I'm setting my intentions, if I'm waking up in the morning, I'm going to bed at night, and I'm thinking, what was I really grateful for today? What am I really grateful for today? What exciting opportunities are going to happen this morning? And this is something as well that I'm personally working on each morning, to give myself that extra little grounding and breathing before my day gets taken over. Then it's a really lovely way that it just to give me that little bit of extra encouragement and inspiration in the morning. Intuition. How beautiful is that? See, they're just really, really lovely cards. So intuition. So how they're following in their suits there is that, thank you. How am I really allowing my day to lead me? Am I allowing my intuition more to give me that guide, the decisions that I need to make, both personal, professional, in life? Or am I getting my head, or am I getting too much in my head and thinking too much on a lot? And there's not like it's wrong to think logical by any means. With those, just those decisions that take a little bit longer to really feel what is right, then that's some time. Again, take a step back, ground that energy, and see if you can get them both to align get the logic and the intuition to align together. And you're probably onto something very good if you can make that, if you can come to that serenity with it. Thank you. And one of the beautiful things too, and I know I'm guilty of this as well at times, is that when the intuition's like bang, and I hesitate. I'm like, oh no, it's like, come on. And then it turns out the intuition was right. So again, it's having that faith of going with that initial gut instinct. Be true to your heart. Be true to your heart. This card here feels relationship-wise that, thank you, that I have my own priorities. I have my own affairs, at least in an outline structure, that I may not have all the answers, and that's fine. But thank you. I'm receptive to learning about me first. That I'm okay with my vulnerabilities. That I'm okay with, again, not having the answers. I'm figuring life out. But at the same time, I'm not here to be walked over. I'm not here to be taken advantage of. And that if I'm true to my heart, and if that's the vibration that I'm resonating, then I really hope those other types of people are going to be coming into my life, both personally, professionally, if romantically. That again, really being a sports guy growing up and still being around sports, what I would define is really having that team where there's accountability, there's responsibility, there's dependability, and owning our own shit. So I'll draw one more. Right on. Love it. The big picture. How about that? Thank you. I love the expression. Thank you. For those of you that are getting your ducks in line, thank you. And I feel as well for those of you there's some of you out there that you're being really resourceful, because I can see that you're getting bits of information from here, you're learning from this, there's other information here, there's other resources there, and I'm really getting things in line. Thank you. They're even giving me the analogy right now too that even my energy, my chakras are even in line, and that it's taken me. Thank you. For some of you, even I feel like you're signing autographs. So keep going with that. It's been a long-term achievement there, and thank you. I can see you signing some autographs. Thank you. It feels like there's some tennis players out there too. But what a beautiful way to resonate and to vibrate. And that if I'm going with my gratitude and my inspiration, my appreciation, that I'm being led really by my intuition. I'm being true to my heart. I'm really wearing my heart on the sleeve, but at the same time, I'm nobody's fool. And that if you want to cross my boundaries, well, then fair enough. I'm either gonna cut ties with you. I'm not here to be walked on. We're here to be mutual or respectful, and that living that way through life and really following our desires and passions, we're gonna have that vision of where we're going. What's the big picture? And definitely one of those areas is to be in service in some kind or another. That if each of us can do a little part of raising the vibration as well, then collectively we're all doing a little bit to help the bigger picture. And at the same time, your own vision, dreams, aspirations, they're really there for you as well. And it's what's my intent. So thank you very much for listening. I hope there was some positivity, some inspiration for you there. Again, if you want to drop me a message, details are in the link below. And I wish you a very blessed and lovely day. Thank you.